A Ryanair pilot last night branded the firm an incompetent shambles over its latest flight cancellations fiasco. The employee laid into bosses as chief executive Michael O'Leary announced he was axing 18,000 trips over the winter, just hours after pledging there would be no repeat of the rota blunders earlier this month that hit 340,000 passengers. And the debacle will rumble on until March. O'Leary sparked fury when he declared the latest cancellations were sensible, despite the fact 400,000 passengers will be left without flights. Hours earlier, the Irishman had apologized to customers for messing up flying rotas the last time round and vowed there will be no repeat of last week's cancellations. Travelers queue at the Ryanair customer service desk at Stansted Airport image Rex Shutterstock, but pilots snubbed the groveling offer of a cash incentive to fly extra hours, leaving him unable to plug the gaps. Consumer Group, which said Ryanair has effectively cancelled Christmas for passengers. And the angry pilot, who has worked at the airline for 6 years, added the company all of a sudden now thinks it has solved its pilot shortage by cancelling more flights. Unfortunately, the crisis is going to get worse. It would appear the management team are completely out of their depth, they are wholly incompetent. This F-up has been made from the comfort of an office. As a pilot, if we F-up while landing a 65-ton jet with 195 on board, the consequences are unthinkable. A cancelled Ryanair flight is seen on a departure board at Stansted Airport image Rex Shutterstock. One crew member branded the rota reason an excuse and claimed the real reason O'Leary cannot staff flights is because pay and conditions are so awful workers are quitting. Others described pilots as ticking time bombs unable to cope with the stress. The latest crisis affects 34 routes. The airline offered passengers affected a refund or an alternative flight. They will also receive a travel voucher for up to £80. Another 10 routes will be shelved over the summer. Ryanair confirmed it will ground 25 of its 400 planes until March 2019, losing 4 million passengers. The Civil Aviation Authority (CAA) is launching enforcement action against the airline for failing to give customers accurate information about their rights following a wave of flight cancellations. Michael O'Leary's company has been branded incompetent image Getty. The regulator has asked for a meeting as part of a consultation that will last at least 7 days and could take legal action for breaching consumer protection laws if necessary. The CAA sent a letter to the low-cost carrier explaining its decision. It said the company falsely claimed it did not have to reroute passenger on other airlines, particularly when there are no other services available. The regulator added that Ryanair also stopped short of providing details on its obligations to refund additional expenses incurred by passengers as a result of cancellations and rerouting. Those expenses include meals, hotels and transfer costs, the CAA explained. It failed to correct that information through a public statement despite CAA requests to do so earlier this month, having already seen about 2,000 flights grounded after the company miscalculated pilot leave. Many Ryanair flights will be cancelled over the winter image Getty. Travel editor Nigel Thompson. Ryanair have out Ratner. Choose your own simile. As much use as a chocolate fireguard could not run a bath, as much use as a vinyl admin in a kicking competition. And now woeful Ryanair management is once again letting down passengers, ruining hard-earned holidays and redefining the meaning of incompetence. We have the biggest European aviation mess since that unpronounceable Icelandic volcano erupted in 2010. So where do we go from here? Well, for another 400,000 Ryanair customers, they're not going anywhere and need alternative flights. Getting 6 months' notice of the cancellations is something. And at least Ryanair had the decency to offer vouchers up to €80 above statutory compensation to the 300,000 hit by the first wave of cancellations. In 1991, the boss of jewelers Ratner's called its products CRP and wiped £500 million off its value. Michael O'Leary and his executives have out Ratner and done a Ryanair.